Hello again, and I'm back. Huge problems tonight. I don't know quite what's been going on. I've had really big technical problems. I've got 7 minutes into the last broadcast and it all got cancelled. But welcome back to day 17, part 2 of my 31-day challenge. And tonight I'm talking about speaking from experience, part of my whole PEPP Talk approach. You know, in the last few days I've been talking about PEPP Talk, my whole philosophy behind having a great speech. That's purpose, experience, passion, performance, the 4 elements that you need to get into any speech to make it into a great speech. And last night I talked about purpose. Today I want to be talking about experience. So last night was about purpose, today is about experience. And so that's really the essence of what we're going to talk about. And really, when I was in Toastmasters, the first speech that everybody does when they first join a Toastmaster club is to do a icebreaker speech. And essentially it's a short 5-minute speech introducing yourself to the club, introducing yourself to the other members, and telling people a little bit about your life and where you've come from. And what it does right from the off is to get people into the idea that great talks, great speeches are about experience. They're about you. They're about what you do. That's what we want to hear. Your experiences, your life, where you've been, the challenges that you've overcome and the challenges that you've had to deal with. So when you're trying to look at being a speaker, whether that's online or whether that's offline, you need to be all the time thinking about stories. Yeah, if you're speaking from experience, it's all about stories. And you've got to search your life for great stories. Now, the best place to look for stories is in your life transitions. Those times when things went off in a different direction. And I know it will have happened to you. I mean, think back, if you go back 20 years, can you tell me 20 years ago, are you anywhere near today where you thought you were going to be 20 years ago? Because I know I'm not, nowhere near it, in a completely different world to the one I expected to be in. And that's because life happened along the way. And yeah, you have accidents, you meet new people, you get job promotions, you get job offers, you get great ideas, you win some money, you lose some money, whatever it is, things happen along the way which knock you off into another direction. Now, yeah, bad things that happen don't always lead to bad results, because sometimes, the tough things in life actually make you go in a different direction, which turns out to be the best thing you could have done. And the worst thing possible, I think, is a life that just never had any surprises. It just ended up where you expect it to be. I like my life having a few surprises. I like to look back and think, my God, look at that. And sometimes it's just a simple little thing that happened. A conversation with a friend took me off completely into public speaking. That was it. Just a chat with a friend that I ended up joining in a play. Another occasion, I had an accident with a car. It was a taxi. I was doing taxi driving to earn some extra money because I didn't have enough money to keep me going. I'd been talking about that when it all went wrong earlier on. And I crashed the taxi. I lost my job doing taxi driving. And as a result of that, I just happened to notice that following day in a paper, because I was now looking, I happened to notice an advert for a multi-level marketing company selling cookware. 6 months later, I was earning more money part-time than I earned from my full-time job. And within 2 or 3 years, I was on a career in sales and sales management, which then took me into sales training. And my life would have been completely different if I hadn't misjudged the ice on that corner on Valentine's Day morning. So, and that's it. Life's stories, little things that you've got. Now, a thing about stories and the great stories that you want to find, and this is what you've got to look for. Look for moments of conflict, because if you look at all the great movies, all the great stories that you've read, what makes them great is that somewhere in it all, the protagonist, and of course in your life, you're the protagonist, somewhere along there was a conflict. Somebody wants something, has difficulty getting it. That's what you're looking for. What have you had difficulty? What have you had to struggle for to achieve? Because that's the story. That's the one that everybody wants to hear. Not the, it was easy and we got there, because that usually means there was some luck on the way and everybody's going to say, yeah, you were lucky. It's how did you overcome a challenge? How did you overcome an obstacle? And yeah, luck will happen. But how did you overcome that obstacle and get to where you wanted to be? Because that is the story that everybody wants to hear. And you want to look at things like Feel the Fear, Do It Anyway, books that have transformed someone's life because someone overcame cancer and shared the story with other people. I talked about W. Mitchell last night. My God, what he has had to overcome, and look what he's done. He's transformed his life, and he is now the successful speaker he may never have been if those horrible things hadn't happened to him in his life. I've changed gender. It's put me in a different direction. Now, I'll be honest, looking at it, I probably could have made some choices which would have made me a lot more successful in terms of money. But in terms of my personal fulfillment, for feeling good, yeah, this was a difficult road I took, but I wouldn't have changed it. There's a lot of things that have happened in the past 15 years I would never, ever have experienced if it hadn't been for making this decision. So these are all stories which create us as individuals, create great stories, and always there are going to be people out there who want to hear that story. So this is the thing about experience. Look into your life for the things that have made a difference, for the things that have transformed you, and there's the stories that you need to build into your speeches. Speaking from experience is one of the most important lessons we can all learn about how to create great speeches. So you've got a speech with a purpose, a single message, and then you fill that message with personal experiences, personal stories that help people to understand why that's such an important message. And that's the start of where we're going. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about the passion, and then on Saturday I'll talk about performance. But don't forget, I'm really trying now to set up a whole process of helping people to get online, because it's taken me 2 years to get myself comfortable with being online. It's hasn't been an easy road. I've had to overcome my own demons about worrying about how I look on screen, how I sound on screen. I've hated video all my life. I've done public speaking training for years and years and years, and I've always avoided video, and I've avoided it because I don't like seeing myself. And I know actors and actresses who have the same problem. They've done movies all their lives, they've never watched one because they can't stand watching themselves on screen. I've had to overcome that. Now, the great thing is I've learned to look at the camera instead of the picture of me, and that's probably a help. I've had some challenges I'm learning to deal with Be Live and other challenges with other software. So there's a lot going on, because while I'm talking to you, I'm constantly thinking about a dozen other things I've got to try and do to keep this going, because I don't have a huge team of technicians behind me making this whole broadcast all work. But this is the great thing. It's a fabulous process. I'm learning an enormous amount. It's improving my personal confidence, and I'm seeing lots of other people going online and improving their confidence simply because they're getting used to being on camera, speaking on camera, and dealing with that. So I haven't got a vast audience in front of me, but maybe I have. Well, maybe I will. Maybe eventually I'll have a vast audience watching while I'm doing these presentations. But there we go. Purpose and experience. Two important elements for creating a great speech. I had put a link in the previous link, but just check out, just look #eSpeakerLive on Facebook, and it'll take you to the group. Join the group. It's a free group. I'm going to help and support other people. I've got a few great people who have joined. Tila Vanant from Ladies Go Live has already joined the group. She has huge amounts of experience of online broadcasting and going live on Facebook. I'm hoping to attract a few more other people in there, so we'll have some great talent in the group to help each other and help you to come along and improve your ability at going live. And if you're doing live broadcasts, just join the group and then share your broadcasts in, and we'll give some comments and help you, and you'll help us. That's what it is. A community to help each other to get better at being on live and to be better at speaking. So that's it for today. Been a bit of a challenge today. Hope you've enjoyed the show, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care.